Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Shirts in Time. This week, we're probably just going to jump straight in because last week we did part one of overhyped / hyped / hype train / very popular shirts. We've got so many shirts left over to cover, so we're just going to do part two. But first of all, Dan, mate, how are we? We're all right?
I'm very good, thank you, Jake. I'm very good, thank you again for having me on as your co-host under probation. Had a good week, mate. Had a good week. Got a delivery from last week's sort of green room chat. To unbag as well for you. A little bit of a surprise. Didn't tell you about that one. And yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to getting back on the what's probably now the commuter service of the hype train, because it's the second week in a row we've taken the journey at the same time. So technically a commuter. So yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Yeah, I've lined up a few what I'd say shirts that went down very well at the time. Let's see if they stood up to the test of time, I'd say. And I've got a few rolling around in my very small cranium as well.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna match you with that. And just for like listener viewers, this whole Venezia thing, it wasn't planned.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
It genuinely was not. Literally, I turned on. We looked at each other like, what? So as two guys do, we actually did the old double take, double triple.
You've thrown me off now with it. You thrown me off now with this unboxing again. Second week in a row in the intro. It's a weekly segment. This, I swear.
Absolutely, Daniel, like a kipper. Do you want to see the unboxing?
Nah.
Oh. You sure?
Oh. Where's it from first? Where's it from?
Well, this week I migrated a small firm, couple of guys, trying their luck.
DHgate.
Classic football shirt. Classic football shirt. Don't know.
No, it sounds like it has potential to be something.
Pair of chances is a phrase I'd use, mate. But yeah, good on you, Dougie. You better turn up in your left midfield in shirts versus boots full. Yeah, no. So do I have a little? Should we get this done?
Let's get it done.
Yeah, done. So we were talking about shirts yesterday, and obviously, or last week rather. And last week I unboxed this Man United jumper, which is lurking over there somewhere. But for those listening, over there is to my left-hand side by about 3.5 meters on a second up rail with a long sleeve Man United training shirt from last year. And we would talk about that. We'd talk about like the Adidas patterns, and we went on to like Googling. Oh, mate, you seen this? And our breakdown after doing one of these recordings takes about an hour of us sharing shirts that we're spotting up for sale. In this instance, CFS had one up of a similar ilk and rustling the package now. That's no shit. The CFS had one snowflakey nonsense. And it was, but there is Chicago Fire's a LGBTQ pre-game warm-up, whatever the fuck that is. But it's just, look at that, unbelievable. Look at that pattern. Look at that. So I'm holding up to the camera. And it's basically got all the colours of the rainbow, interwoven with like a sort of like a black sort of fading diagonally going across the shirt. It's got a quite cheaply added on Chicago Fire badge. Ooh. I have to say, it's literally like a heat press logo. Like not even heat press. It's like just vinyl. Pretty. Actually, I actually think that's screen printed, like in the classic style. Yeah. Not to diminish from it.
Are you sure it's not from DHgate?
No, it isn't. Oh, CFS are up their game. They now put a piece of card in between.
Did you get any player cards?
No, I'll tell you what, I'm glad. I'm fucking fed up with them. Or is there? God, I didn't pull the bag out. What have I got? Oh, I've got a Xavi postcard. That's not
Oh.
too bad, actually. More original. Yeah, I'll take that. That's not too bad. It's their own ones. They get printed up. And I've got a Ronaldinho. As for whatever reason, I'd like Barcelona. Ronaldinho, little card. They do their own. That's not too bad. This one, the Messi. Right. Anyway, I'm holding up the little number now. It's that. So not Adidas had a lovely fabric last year. I don't know if anyone's got any of their stuff that had a love. It's a really silky, smooth finish fabric, and that is mental, isn't it? I mean,
that's probably nicer than the United one. I'd say that.
It's really mental.
Would you say it's nicer than the Juve one?
No, I think it's a step down from the Juve.
Ooh, step down.
I think the Juve one for me is just like perfection. Two colours that I love, but this is crazy. I mean, yeah, great. That does look cheap though. I was expecting a little bit more than that. I don't know if you can make it out. So I'm basically holding up, and it's like a sort of.
Yeah, it's not. Does it crease? Does it like crease?
It probably would crease. Yeah, you can see it. So I think it's definitely that for me. Call me if I'm wrong, but I think that's actual screen printing where you lay the shirt out and then you've got a graphic and you sort of push the paint into it. It's genuinely paint on the top. Made in Colombia with prime green. So the other prime items they make in Colombia. So yeah.
It's weird that you didn't, with them cards, you didn't get like a banknote as well with them. Actually, that's quite weird, isn't it?
I would have liked that. All rolled up, ready to go. Yeah, for storage in your wallet. So yeah, it's good, mate. It's good. Good Stitch Steve's badge. I'm not sort of blown away.
You're annoyed by that badge,
I am blown away. I sort of am, and I'm sort of not because I like the technique.
You keep looking at it. I think though, I'll cut them some slack. I think because that LGBTQ like warm-up shirt, I think that was used for quite a few clubs. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's just a generic template, and then they just put the badges on top.
These are quite like. I mean, I don't like MLS football in general. I've got to be honest, but here we go. It's a good fit. I mean, the fact.
I thought you were going to say something else instead of MLS football.
That's not too bad. So you reckon So you think a few teams had this in there? I suppose they all had Adidas kits, didn't they?
Tell you what, we'll get the old Google up, won't we? Well, yeah, Adidas. Literally, then when I've typed in House of Fraser, I've got just the template in for 18 quid.
What? Oh, for fuck's sake! I saved myself 15 quid and just bought that. I've got to be honest as well. Just holding this up to the camera, I actually don't think they've printed on the Chicago Fire like in line proper with the Adidas. See, it goes across there.
Yeah. Also, classic football shirts have also got just a template in.
Maybe I jumped the gun a bit there, but no, it's annoying actually because this should be about a centimetre higher. It's like that's the Adidas. Could it
do with moving over to the left a bit as well, or is that my eyes?
I mean, this shirt will throw your eyes. No, I think it's got the collar there, so my black collar, the Venezia, is coming out. So I think that's right. That's.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Down. I think that's relatively even. Right, so I'm looking down, trying to sort of point near the nipple area. That's getting you going, but yeah, I don't know. It's good. I like it. I like the fact it has got a little badge on it. But I just wish they'd put it on central. It looks like one of those, like, I don't know, mid-80s Germany shirts where sort of you got the trefoils on the upper side of the breast and then the actual badges on the waistline on the back. It's the only time you get a fake shirt where it's done better. No, it's good. Yeah. I like it. That's a festival shirt then, that one. That's good. I could probably go running in this. That's good.
Oh, so we'll see the later day. Yeah. It won't just
get used. I think. Yeah. I mean, this shirt, mate. This is Timmy Mallett's day out shirt, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Look at that. That's Whack-A-Day. So yeah, that goes in. That go on the pile. I'll tell you what. If someone's tuning into this on the stream, I'll lay it over there, and we'll be like inclusive as fuck. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, look at that. I've just got up now and walking to the back onto the sofa that's semi on screen for those not watching on YouTube and listen. There's a sofa behind me. I'm just going to lay this shirt out. There we are, nice. That is enough, mate. Me and you, that's enough to get me and you on like Fantasy Football League on Sky. That
That is a box tick, though, isn't it?
That's it. That's it. If we just throw out like mentions like Ennio Luco, Jill Scott, that's it. I mean, just that should trend us up just off the algorithm, just by mentioning all that. Done. Hitting new heights.
Sky Sports were coming for you.
Oh,
well,
mate.
hang on. Jerry Barnes just texted me. Jerry Barnes just texted me. Actually, I'm not gonna repeat that, Joey.
Mate, we'll be commenting midweek from a League One game. We'll be the roving reporters. Yeah, I like it. Man, there's something I don't know what it is, but there's something I'm missing that as soon as I see it, it brings back a thought of, but I can't exactly remember what it is. But yeah, that's policies.
How many shirts have you got? What?
I was going to say Aston Villa's that GK kit.
Goalkeeper kit, yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about. Not Villa, but
that's a great shout.
There we go. Put it next to it.
Not on top of it, next to it. Come on. Let's be fair.
Yeah, next to it. That's it, isn't it? There we go. So that's the ASIC sort of 90, 93, 94 sort of era goalkeeper kit that everyone wants. Like Newcastle, we had it really good. Newcastle. Villa. Did Blackburn ever get? A load of people had the template. Pompey had one as well. There we go. That's where I knew in my head. I was like, I've seen this. And there's a reason why it's been sat behind me for 2 years.
That's mental. Would you say like seeing that we are doing hyped, overrated, blah blah, whatever you want to call it, shirts, popular shirts, we'll call it. 90s goalkeeper shirts are up there, aren't they? Just to like, I know it's a big categorization, but 90s goalkeeper shirts in general are looked back on now like so popular.
I think, yeah, definitely. I'd go from late 91 into 92 to about 97, maybe like 98 as well.
Yeah.
I think anything in that era is gold. It wasn't until like 2000 where there's almost this sort of, God, this is a bit too mad. Let's strip it back. Let's go back to like bare colours and things like that. Up until that point, brilliant. 90s goalkeeper kits. I don't think they've tried to have a rebirth. I remember, I think Wycombe Wanderers had like some sort of mad goalie kit, and Umbro have tried a little bit for like Ipswich in the last few years, and the templates they have for their goalkeepers. But I don't think we'll ever get back to that pure organic, crazy acid house insanity. I don't think we'll ever get back to that.
I think it might sound weird saying this, but I think the material now that goalkeeper shirts are made out of, they're a bit like athletic, aren't they? They're very skin lined, very thin, very like elasticated, not like the baggy elbow padding, like oversized jumper feel that what 90s were. So I don't think the patterns kind of suit that material look.
No, I agree. I don't think they have that structure, because the fabric is a little bit softer, maybe. But I think the padding does a lot for it. It adds like a stiffness around like an arm. So on that one there, it's got like an extra piece just above the elbow. It's got a bit on like padding on the arm, on the top of the shoulder and on the arm. So I think it's just never. I don't think we're ever really going to be able to get that. And I think it's just the moment in time. It is mid-90s goalkeeper kits. I don't think you get near it. It's just such a.
So they've definitely stood the test. Were they popular in the 90s then? Because I wasn't. I was born in the 90s, so I obviously have no recollection of them. So were they when they first came out? Were people like, what the fuck? Or were they like, oh wow?
Both. It was almost a bit of a joke, and it hit its absolute zenith. The peak of 90s like insanity goalkeeper kits was the Dave Steeman Parrot kit. I think after that, it almost, it's not cash cow, but people it was almost a bit rejection towards it. It's like, oh, that kit is so stupid, and that's how they treated it. They treated it like stupidity, and that's probably one of the most sought after kits. It was quite, but as a kid, oh my god, one of the one kits I always wanted as a kid was that Seaman goalkeeper kit from '96. One, because like the David Seaman was unbelievable in that tournament, and it just brought back so many iconic memories. But that was, yeah, they were hit and miss as a kid growing, like playground football, going down the park with mates at weekends and all this sort of stuff. They were really cool. I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine a world where Steve Grizovic is a fashion icon. That's what. Google Steve Grizovic and then go fashion icon you never understand, and then you put his Coventry goalkeeper kit on him, and this guy becomes like a deity. There's people like Ed De Hoy at Chelsea. He had some good ones. But yeah, Pavel Cernacek, Newcastle, in a whole plethora of craziness from the Tyne Sunset one.
Yeah.
Oh, what I'm on. I'll tell you what. Let's not burn our powder, right? Let's do a '90s goalkeeper kit special next week.
All right. Well, it's just going to be literally. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just going to be you pulling one out,
Done.
pulling them out.
And I reckon we should pull in. I'll ask him after this, but I think we both know who we should be asking to come join us next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we will ask the man we shall not speak his name right down this week. Come on next week and be our guest, because I know that man has fire.
It'd just be me watching you both like, okay.
Mate, I'd turn up with a pack of matches. He's napalm. If you're talking '90s goalkeeper kits.
What am I? What's water? Just non-flammable at all.
One of those displays for fire you put on your TV.
How many shirts have you got next year?
I have got. I've a stunted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I went for 10 shirts. I think were once on the hype train. They may have been retired carriages and retired coaches now, but at the time they were hype trains, much like the Flying Scotsman, Flying Scotsman, or the Mallard. Now the Flying Scotsman.
I thought I had a lot more than I do. I only have 3 next to me, so.
The Flying Slatsman. Just don't go choo. Just go bullshit. Here it comes, kids. The Flying Slatsman. Bullshit. Loads of smoke. No actual fucking credibility.
Fuck's sake. Let's see. Go on. Pull up one of these shirts for us.
All right, mate. So obviously Venice is like the easy one. Should we get Venice out of the way?
If you've got ones that I think would be like quick fire, we'll get some of the quick fire ones out, and then we'll spend.
Okay. Let's go quick fire one. Okay, so these are shirts I think got hype at the time, and for me have stood the test of time. So the first kit I'm holding up is the Hamburg 2017 away kit, or might be third kit. It's a sort of a darker blue number with a slight tinge of green in the right light. This is a kit room one. Thank you to Stefan Damien, my brother of Bucharest, who sorted me out with that. So it's a number 8. Absolutely stunning kit. I don't think they made very many of them. They're super popular with Hamburg fans. And they just sell. I've seen like a medium go up for 100 quid, and I literally went downstairs, made a cup of tea, come back upstairs, try and get it, and it was gone. Yeah. It's like that. They go. I think it's probably one of the most underrated and underpriced shirts. They just get put up, but they get put very often. A lot of people don't know about it as often. For me, do you know what I mean? So I think it's like a real
I've never seen one before. Why is it so expensive? What's so special about it? Is it just because they're quite, like you say, scarcely made?
I think it's because it's actually not that they're expensive. It's the fact that they just sell. Like,
Oh, right, okay.
and they go as soon as they come up, they go. So it was just this sort of era where Adidas didn't really do much sort of pattern work at this time, and then they sort of brought this out, this sort of semi-bruised banana looking graphic running through the front of the shirt. Obviously, it's all just sort of like blue tonal stuff. This one's normal one is like an embroidered badge, but this one's like a heat pressed badge and a heat pressed Adidas, and it's got the sort of lighter stitching stuff. It's the Adi Zero gear down there.
It is actually a really nice shirt, to be fair.
I mean, it's annoying because you sort of about here maybe you get sort of a feel of the pattern, but yeah, I don't know. It's just anyway. I remember when this came out, this got a lot of traction straight away, but the availability was almost nothing. So like, not quite a lot. I don't even think it really got faked very much. I just found it a nightmare to try and fucking. But honestly, it took me about 5 years to get this. I only got this 2 years, so like 5 years after it come out.
Jesus.
I managed to get because they just got sold out. I spoke to one of the guys we know who's a Hamburg fan, or he grew up in Hamburg, something like that. And I remember him saying like, you know, the Hamburg fans really like him. They don't actually want to let them go. That's sort of just what I get. But you can get the home shirt and the away or the standard third shirt quite easily. But this one, you can't get. I'm not sure if this is the away or the third. I've got a feeling it's the away, but yeah, the third kit was like pink, like a hot pink, and the home kit was like their white with sort of red and black stuff. But this one, yeah, just went down really well and just wasn't that they didn't have that many of them made. Just like, well, they didn't seem to make that many of them. So yeah, that's my first one. But I remember at the time this is before sort of COVID, so just before that real shirt explosion period.
Yeah.
And I think
where people like me came onto the scene.
Honestly, yeah, before sort of podcasting and all this stuff, and I think it was almost like one of these. I think if it was like 2 years later, if this shirt was 2 or 3 years later, it would have been super. In fact, actually, the first one that really took off shirt hype for me is the one that's behind you, the Nigeria 2018 World Cup shirt. I don't really remember a shirt getting that much. Just people going crazy about a brand new shirt. The way that went mad, 3 million units sold almost straight away.
It's ridiculous, and
all in loads of them in advance. So,
it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was that was one of those first things that went into the public consciousness. I remember that was like a BBC News article. That never happens. Why the fuck would that happen? Do you know what I mean? And then I just think this was just before that, and I think it goes under the radar a bit. Unbelievable. For shirt collectors, I think it was a hype train, and now it's just like you say, you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those shirts that just doesn't. I don't know if it doesn't hold up, but as soon as people see it, they go, "Fuck me, that thing's incredible!" Like,
I've just gone on to Football Kit Archive to get a better look at that pattern, and that is ridiculously nice. Definitely bruised banana-esque, like you say.
Yeah, I think there was 2 or 3 other type versions of it. I'm sure it was like there's a team in like fucking Brunei or something like that had one. It was like red and black. It might have been. Oh, God, so I'm sure. What's it? River Plate had the same bruised banana pattern, didn't they? In like '91 with like a white and red job, something like that. But I'm sure there's a few teams got something very similar to that. But yeah, so that's it. That was my sort of hype train. But I don't think that literally did its run and just got forgotten about. I think so.
Maybe it got forgotten about though, because like you say, when it doesn't come up that often, when it does, it's gone like instantly. Do you know what I mean? So there's not like a lot of them are available around for people to have a look at.
No. So I think that. So for me, that was hype train at the time, but it sort of, I don't know, just got done and done. But they're just still really hard to get hold of. It's so uncommon to find them. I've still got them saved as a tab on eBay for notifications if one popped up. So I'll just go, take it. Have you
What's
got one,
next?
mate? Have you got one knocking about?
No, go on. You've got 10. I've only got 3. So we're off
Okay,
with a
well,
few
I'll do
yards.
this one, then you can have a little go at it as well. You can play the game as well. Right? So this is more about sort of. I'm going to go into sort of like the blackout sort of. I don't know, sort of theme. I suppose I'm going to go down to that little road now. I've never really liked many
I know
black
what's coming.
kits. But this is the Denmark Red Out kit. So this isn't the world. I had the Euros one, but I did a shit printing job on it, and it bled through really bad, and it was just wrecked. Shirt was wrecked. But this is the long sleeve one they wore at the World Cup. A much less successful shirt than the one that went to the semi-finals for the Euros. Annoying that I sort of wish I just repaired it a bit more, but I was just in that sort of mindset to get my shirt sorted. Anyway, there we go. But this is their second Red Out sort of one. I think they did an all white version. I think they also did an all black for this.
Yeah,
so,
it was like a trio, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's quite a gorgeous shirt, and it's all based on the 92. So yeah, I think it did get the.
I remember it being. I remember
get,
it being massively hyped. I remember because there was like the trio of them. I remember all 3 of them being massively hyped.
Yeah, I think some people critical like, oh, you've just done this for the Euros, like do something new, whatever. It doesn't mean it's bad because they did the 86 and the 92, and they did a really good job of both of them. But the one thing that was really hard was getting hold of it in long sleeve. So I had to go on to there's a thing called like Unisport, which is the like basically like the Danish JD Sports or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
And I had to go on there, and they wouldn't post to the UK, so I had to post to. I'm pretty sure I sent it to Eric Wall Football Shirts, or it might have been the Hoff, and I had it posted to them, so I could pay for it, but I couldn't get it sent to the UK.
Right.
And I basically wanted it in long sleeve, but with Damsgaard print on the back. When he just left Sampdoria.
Right. Okay. It's not just a random,
Yeah.
random name. He's got affiliation with
No,
St. then.
no, and it's just the official print, and the difference is just as a point of note. If you don't get like an official print, or it's a light print on a dark background, specifically like reds or black, just anything a bit more leery. If it isn't like the proper thing, so this has got like a metallic sort of backer before it's got the main color, and it just stops any bleed through the color. Whereas if you buy a cheap shit name set, which I did with the 2018 or the 2020 Euro shirt, bleeds straight through and just fucking ruins your shirt.
Yeah,
So
it does. Yeah.
You're just chasing yourself. So I thought, no, I'll just get it official done. It's day one. I don't think I've ever worn it, probably once or twice. But again, that sort of hype. How do you feel like the hype train has sort of held up with those sort of with blackout or these sort of essentially red out or color out shirt?
I think like for Red Out's not really a thing, is it? Really, you wouldn't know about Red Out unless Blackout existed. But Blackout, that ship's sailed on it. It's just so overdone.
Mm.
It's
too. Do you think that's it done, or do you reckon some clubs can still do it?
No, it's too. Dortmund were the original people I remember doing it, and then they did a second version of it, didn't they? And it's just like, oh, come on. People like shirt collectors, very fickle, get bored very easily, don't we? Just like someone does.
I would say so, yeah.
We'll let a manufacturer or a club do something twice, but the third, or maybe not even the second time, but definitely the third time, say, right, come on, you need to do something different now.
Yes, definitely. And it's tough to find new ways of doing a good job of it as well, isn't it? Because you sort of it's easy to do it, like to do it once and do it, it's new, it's fresh. Even if you don't do that good a job, it's so different, it's still going to be really good.
Yeah. There's no risk really to it, is there? Because you're not trying something new.
Yeah, there isn't, and it's almost like, can we get away with it? And then, but yeah, is it a fad? Will it come out? I think if a certain team, I can imagine Dortmund bringing out periodic, which I think what they do, isn't it? They'll bring out periodic blackout shirts, and I think Schalke do something similar as well, don't they? Because they're a big coal mining area, so I think it's something they do similar with theirs. Well, the whole area is coal, isn't it? So I think it would be some sort of reference bit of that. But again, when some clubs do blackouts, I'm like, I think did Liverpool do one, and it's just sort of like.
Yeah, I think Liverpool did one like in the early teens, though, didn't they, with New Balance? I think they did blackout.
It was New Balance, or was it Warrior that did it?
It's one of the two, wasn't it? Yeah. But so there's always like a joke
yeah.
on Twitter going around about Liverpool. Oh, Liverpool invented it. Like Liverpool invented singing at football matches, but Liverpool might have genuinely invented blackout. But
I
yeah,
don't
that was
think,
really
yeah.
nice. They had like the sponsor, if I can remember, it was like obviously you get iridescent badges now, don't you? I'm sure they had like iridescent sponsors as well on the blackout shirt. So they jumped that they like started the hype train before it was even a thing with their blackouts. I wonder who made that.
Of course they did. It was Liverpool. But I do think they. It was almost like where's this coming from? There was no reference to it. Like Dortmund, it came from a place, it comes from a reason to do a blackout shirt in terms of they had like the industry that's sort of like, whereas Liverpool, I don't know, it's just almost like they did it because it was there to be done. So they just thought, let's just do it to make money. Whereas,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
if we're not doing it, someone else will. I don't think it's really ever gone off in the UK, has it?
No, it always seems blackout for me. It always seems to be like a celebration shirt, centenary shirt, or a limited release shirt, box shirt kind of madness, really, doesn't it? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. There's probably something glaringly obvious that I'm not thinking of blackout in the UK, but nothing that I can think of.
No, I mean, like I'm saying, I'm not scratching my head, but sure there's like, I'm sure there's one or two that are maybe like a lower league club or something, but yeah, not too good, mate. What about you? What have you got ready to offer up? Blow my
Mate,
mind.
we do this really well. Like we obviously plan what we're gonna do beforehand, like with the shirts and stuff, but we don't plan what like we haven't planned what we're gonna wear.
No.
And I didn't know you were gonna bring out the red out Denmark shirt. So I'm gonna stick with internationals. I'm also gonna stick with Scandinavian hype shirts and bring out
Oh,
this shirt.
great shout, yeah.
Not Norway to 2020 away, is it?
Yeah, that would have been their World Cup shirt had they got there.
Yeah, it's like it looks a bit like an ice cube, like a blue white pattern with the Norwegian badge. It's nothing
Is it
special
like
really about it.
inside of a
It's just
glacier or something like that?
yeah, glacier. Yeah, it's like an icy vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I just remember seeing it and I thought, I think it's when I first got into collecting. It was one of the first shirts that came out. Really, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be have to be one I get. Obviously, I mean, United fan, so I didn't get a Haaland name set on it, but you know, I think. But then the name set on these is weird because on the I don't remember it being available, and obviously you get it's Nike, so it'd been dry fitting. Was it advanced ADV, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But so like the player spec on the player spec, so obviously you can see, or audio listeners, the pattern follows all the way around the shirt, but on the player spec, where the name set would go, that's just like a blank blue block, which just completely. Do you remember Tottenham's like space shirt from the same time? I went on the player version, it was just like a blank block. That's what it's like on them. So that also put me off trying to get a name set because I thought, well, it's not going to look like the actual shirt the players wear. So, but that is a massively hyped shirt.
Oh, I do remember as well, and I remember Ellis Platten, like I think he got his done with Haaland on the back, didn't he? And he was doing stuff out there, and I think he was wearing it quite a bit. And he was mad for it. For me, it was almost like I remember like Kappa being really good with like prints and visuals at that time, and Umbro doing stuff, and it's almost like Nike just went, oh, let's throw a pattern, let's throw it crazy, and it's not just went crazy out of nowhere. It's really odd, like the Tottenham space shirt.
Yeah.
What is the association to that? I don't know. And the same thing, I think they had that where it took the pattern off of it. That shirt's crazy. That I don't know if I love or hate it. I hate the template, but the shirt is the pattern.
What's that? The Tottenham shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. To be fair, if it wasn't a Tottenham shirt, I would have bought it.
That got crazy hype as well, and I think.
Yeah.
Do you think that's selling well? I'm not even looking for it. I don't.
I think I think at the time, I don't think Mourinho must have been there at that time. I think they didn't have a good season, so I don't think it did that well sales wise. I might be wrong.
was probably the highlight of the season because it was Kane's last year. Or was it the year before that?
No, it was, it was also during COVID as well, wasn't it? So it's not probably looked back on with fond memories because it was obviously during not a nice time for it. I think it sold well, but I think it was released like say now. I think it'd sell a lot better now.
Mate, should we have a little Google quick while I'm on here? I'm just gonna go open up a new tab. Let's go. So
We'll do that, and I'll jump in with my next shirt straight after as well.
Go for it, mate. Go for it. Yeah, 21-22 on eBay, still at £124.
Is that player spec or is that just not player spec? I can't think of the fucking thing. My mind has gone completely
Nike
blank.
ADV in it, or
Nike
what it used to be Vaping it, didn't it?
Vaping it. That's the one.
Before that, it was something else.
So what spec was that one on eBay? Was that?
I'm just getting to it, mate.
Getting it.
Brand new, medium, good size, £124, brand new. Still, but that's on eBay. I mean, I don't know how long that's been up there for. In Basildon, who knows? I don't know if that's dry fit, so that's standard.
That's standard fit. Yeah. It's probably not much more or hanging about the same retail price, I'd say then. Maybe a bit more. I can imagine in a few years' time it's going to be one of those shirts. I was like, oh, do you remember this shirt? I can't find it anywhere now. I think it'll be one of them.
It's one thing as well, from just a kit point of view, Tottenham kit in general, there's very few of them that are actually worth anything. Probably go with the Holston, like 80s, Glenn Hoddle, was that 86 kit, home kit? You then got sort of like the Gaza and sort of like Gaza Lineker year in sort of like 1991. Other than that, Spurs fans, hit us up in the comments, but generally I don't find them, very many of them actually go for very much. It's just them, Sunderland, Stoke clubs that their kits don't really go for much. I find the kit's very quite samey. Maybe the Kappa kit from 2002, that was 2-3 that was a kit. I don't know. Don't seem to have much resale. So this might be one of those rare Tottenham kits that breaks the mold and actually does end up going for quite a bit.
Well, I've got another shirt from 2020 actually. This actually featured in the warm-up shirt episode we did, but it wasn't a warm-up shirt. But Club America 2020, another shirt. I don't know. Maybe it's just because when these came out when I first got into collecting. But I just remember like people, especially on Twitter, just going, "What on earth is like that?"
Yeah.
And I remember like I think the initial release of them like sold out, and then people were scrambling to get them, and then Nike realized how popular they were and did a whole new batch of them. But yeah, just another massively hyped shirt for audio listeners. Club America 2020-2021 home shirt, the Aztec-y mental madness with the AT&T Home Depot sponsor and the Corona sponsor on the back. But a nice gap there. I think that works quite well for a name set, actually, that gap, because it's not like a block. Well, it is a block, but it's not just plastered on top of the pattern, is it? I think it works quite well.
No, and the fact it's also colour matched, so it's very respectful. Like all of the elements of that tie in. Take note, sponsors. Chevrolet. I don't get why sponsors don't want to be more part of how the kit's done.
Obviously they want to stand out, but then I think sometimes when they stand out on some of like for this shirt, for example, perfect example, just right next to me, the United pink shirt from 18-19, whenever it was. Obviously, lovely pink shirt.
Anything on the back of that one? Oh, that's all right.
that night in Paris alone, but just that awful yellow sponsor plus. If it was in the black that the United badge is in, it just works so much better. But yeah,
isn't the black in that shirt actually? Isn't the black in that shirt on the stitching? It's not actually black. It's like almost like a charcoal.
Yeah, I'd say charcoal. Yeah, it's not like dark black. It's like even on the name set, there is like a lighter glint to it. but it's such a nice shirt. But it's just like you say, Chevrolet just obviously doing what Chevrolet does and fucking ruining potential future classic shirts.
I'll tell you what, mate, it is absolutely gorgeous. Even if they just had Chevrolet, or if they just had the Chevrolet logo and just did like a silhouette of it, and just something that went in with kit, it'd be so much better. It's hard. There's not many sponsors. Maybe even Newcastle when they had Wonga, never actually had a good. For me, didn't really have a good kit. Or when they had oh god, what's the one they just got rid of recently? But even when they had that, the kits actually weren't that great, So the clamour was to try and get one without the bet one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like W8 bet or something like that, wasn't it?
Oh, it was just like this awful betting company. And W88 is probably the only decent betting logo out there for me. Dapperbet. Whatever it is, will have black with a yellow disc above it on any shirt. They don't change it for anyone.
Celtic shirts, yeah.
Oh, mate, they kill every single Celtic kit. Celtic, when you try and get... So I don't have any Celtic kits except bar one. And I wanted to get the green, the dark green pinstripe over the sort of like the super dark green, black, whatever, it's grey. I wanted to get that one that Adidas did. And because of the European competition, or whatever it is, they can't always wear the betting logo. They have to then...
Celtic Foundation, isn't it?
Yes, that's it. So when they have that, so they in the shop, they sold sponsors versions, and the sponsors versions go. They bring them in, and they're just gone. There's people literally queuing up, waiting, and like, when's there a new batch? I remember phoning up the Glasgow Celtic wear guy or DM and just saying, mate, like, when can we? Do you know when another batch of these come in? It's the only shirt I ever want from Celtic. It's stunning. But I just Dapperbet ruins it. And they don't even position it well. They don't even go, oh, there's the band. I'll tell you what, they just slap it. They just go, yeah, that's where we want it, in the middle. Yeah. So you lose half of. It's so awful. Just the worst sponsor, Dapperbet for me. Really does. But again, that's another hype shirt. That's great kit. But then will it stand up because a lot of them are going to have that sponsors ones? Silly money.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go on. What have you got next?
Well, mate, I'm picking up one of my favourite shirts in the last 10 years. It's almost in my permanent top 10. This is the Belgium 2016 away shirt. Not like with Belgium fans, because they call it the cycling shirt. It looks exactly like there's a cycling team that I don't know if it's Eddie Merckx's team, something like that. But it matched up with that. But absolute gorgeous kit.
I really like that.
Again, doesn't come up super often. It's always in like its sizes. But yeah, they came out, sold reasonably well. And it's just beautiful, just so elegant.
It's really simple though, isn't it? But its simplicity done really well. I obviously just think of that game against Wales. So but how come it's like really doesn't come up often then? Because you've just said there that Belgian fans don't really like it. So it's just not many of them made, or? Well, again, it's like I've got a tab in my eBay that's like a safe search, and it notifies me when it pops up, just in case. I'm really after a kit room one, just it'll be lighter, material will be a bit different. Yeah. And I just think it's one of these shirts that when people have it, they're just like, no, I don't want to sell it. And it's almost because there's such a big dump of shirts out there. People remember this one more than the Hamburg shirt. It's sort of similar. The actual build of the shirt is exactly the same. Yeah. But I think it's just one of those ones that people don't really part with, and then as a result, it doesn't get. I just don't think the shirt gets talked about enough. No, it is. Like I say, it's really simple, but it's just a Belgian flag strung across the front of it. It's just it works so well. And I think because it wasn't liked in Belgium, but everyone else liked it outside, that it's just sort of I don't know, just went around and that was it. But unbelievable shirt. This was for me the shirt of the Euros that year, 2016. Yeah, it is really nice. And it got wet and it got an outing, but also they think they lost to Wales in it. Was it Hal Robson-Kanu when he hot dogged the entire fucking when he turned into Belgian defence? Prime Johan Cruyff, yeah. Oh mate, yeah.
sent them all for chips and mayo, didn't he? And yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Just it doesn't. Again, it was. I remember it being super popular right when it came out. Got a lot of hype, and then I don't know. I think it gets forgotten about now. I think it's in that 5 to 10 years old period.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's one of those ones that I wouldn't like if I was to name like a great international shirt in the past 10 years. I probably wouldn't think of that one instantly, but then if someone showed me, like you've just showed me that, I go, oh yeah, of course, that has to be included. Do you know what I mean? It is maybe because it's like such a simple design, it's unfortunately quite forgettable. But then as soon as you do see it, you're like, oh fucking hell, yeah, that is nice. What's next?
Yeah,
Come on.
All right, next one, mate. Okay, so
oh fuck it, yeah, that whole
yeah. I don't really like Barcelona, and this is almost the other one. So this is the cheap version of the one that's I really want to talk about. So this is the Barcelona. What's this? 2019? No, 2021. I think shirt. Yeah, because when they started to put the little round disc on it, so it's like the first year of that. So it's the green away kit. It's the Vaping It one, the last of the sort of Vaping It era. To the end of the Vaping It era. It's that turquoisey, beautiful green shirt.
It's unbelievable. I had a standard spec of it, and then I sold it to get a vape in it, and this was 3 years ago, and I still haven't got a vape in it.
Oh, what? There's a point where these are on like M&M. They pop up. There's that weird period where just after COVID, where a lot of shirts were just getting dropped. That like all of a sudden you just say M&M, JD Sports, or fucking. I got this off Sports Direct. In Vaping It, just available, and I thought, fuck it, I'll sell my other one. So I printed that with a Messi, sold it on. And the only reason this is when you start to notice the difference between the player spec and the standard issue shirts. Really crisp. Like Nike had done it a little bit before in 2016, but here the difference is just insane. The fabric, it feels like a different garment. The pattern is so vivid, it's unbelievable. And obviously you get Messi on the back by just by default, you know. But the shirt, obviously, I want to really talk about. I don't own. I think if I had the opportunity to own it and I didn't want to spend that money on it, I probably would get it. But it's the Roma shirt from the same year, which was the navy blue one.
The navy blue one, yeah. Because there was quite a few that were around that era, but that were popular. But that blue one it's unbelievable.
And I think it's mad popular Roma fans. It was the first time they'd had a blue kit of that ilk quite a while. I mean, probably since the last one of the similar quality would have been like 2002. They had one, I think, in the 2010s, but it really was the one that was like, it really captured everything about the 1992 shirt, where it was like only ever used like white.
Yeah.
And the shirts where they stole, weren't they? Hodgson's Horde and a few others know quite a lot about it, a lot more about it than me. I'm not going to pretend to delve into Roma, but I know the availability on that shirt is like stupidly rare. So if you get one below like 300 quid, you just buy it and you don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? While those the Adidas so rare. And I think everyone was sort of hoping they would have done the same in their first year, but Adidas are clever. They don't use up all their fucking goodies straight away. That will come in the next 2 or 3 years when they do Roma. But yeah, so the Roma version of this, but even still, this one I think this one, like I say, you've been looking one for 3 years. You've not managed to pick one up for a good price.
What's the Nike logo called? What's the style of that? Is it the Fortuna? What's it called? I can't remember it. Yeah. That whole range / template. I remember Chelsea did one it was like a black with like orange piping, and that I had that once in Vaping It, and it was unbelievable. Like it was a Chelsea shirt, and I was debating keeping it, but I did sell it on. But it's just that whole Fortuna range is just ridiculous. PSG did it as well.
Well, you know, PSG. Oh yeah, actually, well, I might pick that out as well. I'm walking off to the rail. PP Paris. Delve into the old Neymar collection. Actually, no, not that one. The one before in it. There we go.
That's the one. Yeah.
So I know it's not worth much now, but to Chelsea
United,
fans, but I'm a Pompey.
United
I'm a
legend,
Pompey
Mason
boy,
Mount.
so yeah, mate. If you build the team around him, you'll be fine. And again, if I could get this in Vapor, the Chelsea one, I would.
I
Because,
had it in Vapor. It was unbelievable.
Mate, I might have a
It's
little Google search.
maybe the collar, but the collar maybe lets it down a bit. But it's just the orange and black, with the white as well. Oh, it's so nice.
It is, and same. I don't own any Chelsea kits other than this one. I think the only one I might own. I've had it a couple of times, and I've had it and then sold it because it's too good money to flip. But it'd probably be the grey and orange one. But this, yeah, 100%. Yeah, this was sort of like for me the one that sort of went a little because there's other ones around with the Fortuna whole thing going on. It went under the radar, not under the radar. It didn't think it had the popularity much. And obviously, yeah, Mason Mount, not exactly the most popular player now, but fucking hell, Pompey boy, love him to death. And then yeah, you had the PSG.
Is that vaping it as well, or is that standard?
You know what? I don't know. This is vaping it, but the logo is stitched, and I got this off of. It's not the heat press badge. It's not a heat press knife, which is weird.
All right.
I got this off of. I got this off of Sports Direct. So
I had I like exactly the same with the Barcelona. I had that in the standard, and then I saw the vaping it. I was like, I have to get the vaping it. I just haven't got around to getting one.
Mate, it's different class. I'd always go size up, so I think this is the large, and then I'll put Mbappe. Annoyingly, I'll put the Oriodo, but initially I actually left that off. But I need to get the Mbappe on it, otherwise it's just big Killian. And that's we're saying I'm going to talk peak Mbappe, but I mean, Christ, around that sort of just after the World Cup, Euros, he's still at that level, obviously, but I mean, he was doing it for 90 minutes, not just like 40 minutes of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I feel now. Yeah,
I think generally like hype shirts as well in general, PSG shirts, especially the Jordan stuff they do.
Oh mate,
I could like put literally loads of images here in the edit of how many Jordan stuff they've done, especially the 1924 shirt, with like the French flag going down the center. Oh, that shirt.
You know what, mate? That's a classic one. We've almost segued straight into PSG and hype shirts there, because
to a
it's
whole
almost
episode
a perfect
based on
segue. That sort of Nike, and then the whole Jordan stuff is just ridiculous. Whether again, I don't personally believe it's going to have the same value later on because of all the crossover. I just don't know, because not many of the shirts. I think it was like for me, it was like a 1 in 3 of the shirts was good.
Yeah, genuinely nice. I don't think they've made many a bad one, but like I think you're right. Many of them are just straight down the park. Really, there's obviously a few really nice ones, but a lot of them are just kind of safe.
Definitely. I mean, the other one as well is that the PSG fans hated that they went down that route, and I think the fans kicked off quite a bit about the shirt. But the actual PSG ultras in particular really not happy with. I read an article about it recently, just saying about how much they absolutely hated the this whole Jordan fact. They changed like the design of the home kit, and they took out certain details. And like, stop this straight away. Yeah, they were miserable lot, PSG fans, aren't they? Fucking hell.
I mean, yeah, they were like protesting about Messi and stuff, weren't they, when he was?
Man, mind you, he Christ, he was on a 2-year holiday in Paris when he really. Christ. I mean, I've never seen a bloke do less for his wages than Messi did at Paris first year.
You need to start watching Man United every week, mate, and then you'll be fucking you'll be surprised. You'll be very surprised.
Oh mate, I could just sort of like see John, what's the old McTominay pulling his hair out every week. He's gonna be bald at the end of the year, just pulling his hair out. All of his teammates not doing anything. Yeah.
I'll jump in with my last shirt. This is obviously people who have been watching this and can tell I'm more of a modern take on this. Saying that you've had a few modern ones, but mine are all after 2020. But this one, I can't.
Oh,
the Manto de Massa Atletico Mineiro, the original OG map shirt. I'm gonna put out there. I love this shirt, and it was overhyped, and it was a bit of a disaster on release. What happened? A limited release. Oh no, Sports Direct will have them in a few months' time. Don't worry about it, and they'll actually get them before people who have ordered from Brazil. But what transpired when I ordered this shirt? Just fucking madness. But
is that what happened? The people who actually ordered in Brazil got them after the people in Europe who just wanted it for a nice shirt.
Yeah. I ordered mine.
That's because it's made by Lacoste and it's easy for them to get by trains to Europe. Or
I genuinely think Lecoq Sportif and Atletico Mineiro made that shirt, and it was originally just planned for their fans. Literally, when you had to order it, you had to put in like I don't want to say it was a passport number. Was it like a citizen's ID of someone who lived in Brazil? You had to do something like that. It was a massive ball ache to order it. But when I first saw it, that was like, I think, off memory, maybe over the Nigeria 20, first shirt I saw went, I don't care how much it is, I have to get that.
Yeah.
And then obviously, so spent like, I'll tell a story about it another time about what happened after that. But so that's, I think you ordered it and then it didn't come into like, I think that maybe got ordered in like January, February time, didn't come until like September. And I think by that time, Classic Football Shirt, Sports Direct and various other outlets had it available. And obviously if you order it from there in the UK, you get it. Well, Classic Football Shirts isn't normally 1 or 2 days, isn't it? To be fair to them. Sports Direct 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
That's mad. Makes me think they bid up the shipments. And it was like under license thing, the cost to a license, like they were secondary, and they just that's this shit though, isn't it? Like the fans, the clubs like that suffer with that sort of thing. Should never be.
Oh yeah. Oh, it wrote genuinely like because when it first came out, I was speaking to like literally, I'm not even over it, like hundreds of Brazilians on Twitter every day about that shirt.
Yeah.
And then when trying to help other people, like other collectors get it, and then when all this came out about Classic Football Shirt, Sports Direct, people were like saying, "Oh, it's kind of ruined the shirt for me." Do you know what I mean? It kind of like when I say it's overhyped, that's why. It's nothing to do with the shirt; it's with what the process was. It kind of killed the shirt for a lot of people. But for me, no, I love it so much. But so if you were to ask me, has it stood the test of time? I've got a biased opinion about it. But if I was looking at through my non-biased glasses, I'd say no, because of the whole process, it's ruined it and it was never worn as well. That's the only thing that bugs me.
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, that is big. And also, it got faked so much, didn't it?
Yeah. But the fake ones just, or normally I'll give credit to fake shirt makers. Sometimes they're generally quite good. The fake ones of them they're fucking horrendous. Like audio listeners, there's if you haven't seen the shirt on the collar, there's like a grey and I'd say like a goldy bronze line. It's like like a tapered collar, but on the fake ones it's like an almost black and a bright orange. It's just like it just looks completely wrong. But it is like
wrong.
You say about this Nigeria 28, massively faked modern shirt.
I can imagine it's a bit of a nightmare one. Yeah, I do remember that come out, and there's a period when there was a lot of like Venice were doing like the crazy shirts that they had what's the masquerade ball, fucking whatever it was, Stars at Night shirt today, and then they had the goldfish one. It's all in that year, and it all seemed like the patterns, like it was people just printing mad shit on kit, Tottenham space shirt, all that sort of stuff. All just seemed to drop at the same time.
2020. It was like 2020, wasn't it? Like all my free shirts that I'd shown on this episode, I think maybe the Manto de Massa might be 2021, but they're all in that time period where I think manufacturers maybe just thought, "Fuck it, let's just."
No, it was for me. It's almost like they went. lockdown's over, guys. Everyone's going out. It's like they went into the design office and it was like, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Gotta let it show. Da, da, da. I'm coming out. Yeah, throw a fucking map on it, Tony. Woohoo, loving it, Tina. Yeah, looking great, Dave. Now it's like,
Bro, fucking.
fast forward 2 years. Fucking Tina, fucking not fitting in that wedding dress, is she? Another cake of Greg's. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like positivity's gone now. We're back to fucking dead shirt.
Throw a fucking map on it. Oh.
Dead shirt. Dead shirts are back. Yeah.
How many shirts have you got left?
I'll blast through. I will blast through. International hype train. I think I spoke about it last week. England women's.
The cunt template. Yeah.
Final. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. It's amazing to think that got through. I mean, you know, but because I'm Fiorentina shirt. Great hit. Haslin getting this was unbelievable. Like, I think this is the third order I've placed with a retailer. That the third time it wasn't cancelled. I ended up getting it in a medium, so it's a bit tight, but it's a much better template. Like decided with some degree of common sense for change to maybe get rid of that awful scalloping and just go with like some straight lines. It turns out you can actually make really nice kits with straight panels. Who's a fucking thought? So yeah, that. Christ, this is still.
It is still that template though, isn't it? Because I can see the panels on the shoulders. Is that my eyes?
So listeners, I'm holding out there. It's the World Cup final from the women's.
Oh no, it was my eye. It was my eyes. Ignore me.
And again, for me, England men should be wearing this as well. But obviously, the women should be able to launch it for their tournament, and then we just wear it R1 up. Why can't we? Like, joke. And then you had Germany wearing the women's kit in a men's game to just hype it up or something. And I'm thinking, well, hang on, what's the point? You don't want us to wear it, but you do, and it's up. Like, that should be all England teams should get to wear this. Disability, men's, everything, unders, a lot.
It is actually
cool.
Genuinely really nice.
It's fucking lush. I'm gonna get Lucy Bronze on the back of this. Best England women's ever. Back. Last week as well, we touched on it. Clubs that get hype trained, specifically clubs, and right now, the hype train club in England for a shirt. Behind me, there's one. There's an Arsenal pink one. It's Arsenal, the Gunners. Yeah. Christ alive. Arsenal kit right now are. I could probably pick off my rail right now. Pay my mortgage for 3 months of Arsenal. You know what I mean?
That pink one, especially. Is that the pink one heat ready?
Yeah, it's heat ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Get that sold.
And so this one, guess who's on the back?
Saka, surely.
Mate. Of course it is. Starboy himself. Right. The Holy Trinity that's going to be in the football of Foden, Saka and Bellingham. And arguably Rice as well. I mean, Jesus. But I've gone with I could go with the pink one as well. Actually, that sold ridiculously well, the pink one.
Yeah.
Like, I got that off of Max Bacon, Away Day Football shirt. Recently, he just said, I've got access to a plain one in large. I'm like, yep, take it, sold. Sent them all. So this is the black one, though. Jesus, this has not slowed down at all. It's
unbelievable.
This is, for me, this is the new Bruised Banana. 100%. Wow. This is it. Wow. This is going to be Wally at third kit has got 2 of the standard issue ones in his shop. One's a large and one's an XL. If you go to his shop in Vinegar Yard, he's got 2 of them, and they're at something like 70 quid. They're at at price. They're brand new and with tags. I think one's with tags, one without. He's got them there, just sat there, waiting to go. Why? And if you're an Arsenal fan, okay, they're the standard issue. They're not the heat ready one, to the super sort of. This is a heat ready that I don't think was made for the UK market because the neck label, it's the tag and the code's the same, all that stuff. And the build is identical. I've compared it with another basically sent this off to Is Yours Gold. If you want your shirt printed up for an Arsenal shirt, I've got my own heat press, but there's no way I was getting anyone other than Is Yours Gold doing the printing on this, the pink one, and the yellow away kit from the year before. But this kit, this is the one for me that's going to be like in 20 years, it's still going to be bought and sold at
It's
heavy whack. People have got them up on like 250 quid, brand new with tags.
TK Maxx
Heat
had
ready.
them in recently for 30
Or
quid.
heat ready.
I don't know. I'm not too sure if they're heat ready. They were 30-ish, 40-ish quid, and then people just went in and bought them, and then now they're trying to resell them for 100 odd quid.
Yeah, and you can see why. I honestly, mate, I just think it's like just fantastic. I mean, the code over here is in case anyone's questioning, is 835901. It's an 0322. So sort of, I think that probably is in like the first batch. It was last year, so sort of March time would have been when they're making the batches for the start of the season in start sale in like June time. Unbelievable shirt in the flesh.
So nice. I love the grey stripes on the shoulder as well.
Yeah,
they could have overdone it with the gold. They could have made it a bit safe and gone with black, but that grey, yeah.
I think the only thing I wished is it's ever so slightly dark grey. And
I think it works for it. Do you have a name set on
it? Again, Starboy himself, Bukayo Saka.
Is that the cup? I'm taking that's the cup.
Cup print, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the things I like about cup prints is this another one. This week, Danny Alves has gone to Nick for 4 years for fucking being raping a bird. Fucking hell, mate, what are you doing, dickhead? Do you know what I mean? Like, what a prick.
Oh yeah. Awful.
And you know, this is where name set lottery comes. For all I know, Bukayo Saka could be involved in some large people smuggling ring. We just don't know until 10 years' time, and all these name sets could be worth fuck all. But
it's a big gamble. That's a big gamble on your behalf as well.
It is a very big gamble, but I've got this. I think it's about my 10th Saka shirt. The bonus back cup print is you get the little club's logo that gets put into it, rather than just being. I've got a Saka Premier League. It just doesn't stack up the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, this has a bit more.
It matches the sponsor as well, doesn't it? And the badges and stuff on the front.
Yeah, so I think it's matched up to. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a slight bit different. It's a bit more coppery than the sort of more gold.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's very slight. I mean,
a lot easier on the eyes, and just like a white name set, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so bleak. It's white doesn't belong on this kit. You know what I mean? It needs to be a little bit better. So yeah, just stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Just the print on it. So in terms of Hype Train, that's definitely.
That'll probably be in first class on the Hype Train, wouldn't it?
Oh, that is absolutely. That's still there right now. It's got a month pass in the first class section.
Dare I say, it's more hyped now than it was last season.
Yeah, I'd probably say it just hasn't slowed down. Yeah. I think it's because it's carried on building and building. Yeah. Arsenal now, I know they're probably close to the title last year, but I actually think they're probably better this year.
Oh, they're much more.
I think they've stripped off that blip. I think right now, as we're talking late February, they are A1. But yeah, that Hype Train's slowing down. So next one, although I showed it last week, so it's the Napoli Maradona and their whole limited edition stuff. And I think this is the other side of it, where Arsenal, they've done a few limited things. They maybe do Adidas will do a re-release of an older shirt, or they'll do the transport release. They're bringing things out, but maybe not match form. Napoli go the other way. They go a bit mental.
Yeah.
But I remember when sort of Kappa started to do, so that was a Maradona kit. I just showed up there for this. But this was this is some unknown reason a giant tiger Kappa just stuck into the print.
I love that shirt, but I've never noticed that tiger in there.
Rawr! Rawr. Grrr. As I hold a giant tiger, a giant blue tiger. Some James Cameron dystopian fucking.
Did they
What's that
play against
film?
Liverpool in that shit?
I think they did. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great shout. And this is the Euro spec ones. They're only allowed one sponsor, which is better for me. With this one
Right.
because with the MSD crew still looks a bit poor. This is when Kappa. I don't know if anyone remembers this period. It was a great era where Robert de Kappa was doing the shirt, something like £8 or £12 with printing, or like £15 with full patches and name sets.
Bloody hell.
That just after, remember, just after lockdown,
Yeah, yeah.
it was crazy. Like I remember going into the outlet and I was getting like Vapornet Chelsea that they wore to the UEFA Cup final, and they were £8 a go.
Jesus.
And I was just
Christ.
like, I was printing them up with like Hazard and Kante name set and putting UEFA Cup patches on, and just put them out fucking £90 and they were selling.
That is ridiculous.
You know, all the genuine sets names put on,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
craziness. So I just went for this on this one. I went for Dries Merton. It was just so cheap, and I just remember everyone just going out and buying like a Kappa, like oh shit, like people just picking up anything that's done, but loads of people wearing Sassuolo kits. For fuck's sake, do you know what I mean? And just this one, and this is where I don't think it's going to stand the test of the time. And actually, even as I look at this neon yellow, and I just remember I bought it really just because it was cheap,
Cheap,
not
yeah.
because I pulling at straws. Back as MSC, it's got Mertens on. So I only got it because when he overtook Maradona's record, I thought, well, that's a bit special. You know, his
Yeah.
son's called Giro, you know, all this stuff. So I thought it's quite a good one. They were in the Champions League, they were good. But part of me to part with this quite easily. But again, that's Hype Train where it's like it's almost like a lowballing Hype Train. Does this make sense?
You get on the hype train and then you want to get off at the next stop.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's the same like with this. Like they'll be these probably age the Maradona, like Argentina ones will age better
Yeah.
than these.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
turned into a hype train because it was almost like a fuck me, I could buy this and flip them, but it was pointless because everyone who tried to flip it couldn't flip it because everyone had got one for
Everyone
fuck
has got
all.
one. Yeah.
So it became a bit stupid. And I think this is almost the other side of this is what I mean. This is the money hype train where everyone can see it's cheap, but it's not doesn't make it good because it's cheap.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good shirt to start with. And again I got caught up with it. There we go. I don't know if you got anything like that. Is anything you've bought where everyone's gone off, but maybe he's being sold really quickly, just bang on it, and then sort of left there. Well, you left holding a baby, aren't you? Really?
I think there was not like any particular shirt in general, but I remember when I first got into collecting, or maybe like towards the end of like 2022, I went through a phase of going on eBay and going, I'm getting that shirt just because it's cheap. I don't have any affiliation with the club. I don't really like the shirt that much to buy it, but because it's cheap and I collect shirts, I'm going to get it. So I fell into that trap with it.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking dangerous trap because then you just left with all these shirts going, what the they're cheap for a reason as well. It's like, what the fuck have I bought this for?
There you go. It's one of those ones where it does really hold you to stick, try really hard. It's a very seductive world, isn't it? Because there's so much stuff you like. And the more you look, the more you'll like.
Yeah.
So try really hard to stick. This is Dan's wisdom for make a fucking stuff and try really hard to stick to it. Don't go out and buy Chicago Fire warm-up tops.
That you had not even seen before you went live on a podcast record.
No. Admittedly, I'm a sucker for a pattern, and that pattern I'm mad for. So it does fit my bill, but I'll never put it down. There we go. And that's it. I've got two more, but they're one, and I think I sort of semi-showed them last week. And we have touched on it already, which was the two Venezia kits.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to give them
home
the
and away.
pass. I'm going to give them the pass, because I think they are massively hyped, but they're not. When I think of Venezia hype shirts, I don't think of them. I think of what I've got on that season, the 2021 onwards. I don't think of those Nike ones.
No,
But they are fantastic. They are fantastic shirts.
but yeah, I think it's crazy how basically Nike Clubwear was done. They did a custom color system for Venice, which they say is quite rare to be honest, because although they were a top league club, they just got into Serie A, hadn't they, with that kit.
Yeah.
Although they were there, Nike did the custom color version. They didn't just get a shirt out of a box like they do with Pompey at the same time.
Yeah.
Pompey were getting standard shirts. At least they got custom color template. And there's little things that Nike did really well, which for me, as we're looking here in our Venice shirts, our stupid like position cappers and our logo, like the Venezia logo is perfect in the middle of that band. The Nike there, everything is perfectly aligned. The Venezia Football Club is perfectly up there. Why that isn't Venezia CF, like Calcio, whatever. That's just marketability. But again, it's sort of like it's all positioned perfectly. That typeface for the Venezia, just stunning.
It's
Bit
they are
different
really
on
nice
here,
shirts.
Yeah,
like mine to a certain extent is a bit. You'd probably say the white one that you just shown is like perfect proportions. Mine's like the next level down, and then yours is just fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Like it's just so minimalized on yours. Like even like the kappa, like amount of kappa like branding on it is just so. Like mine's got tape and or a bit of branding down the sleeves look, and yours is just one. Even on a long sleeve shirt, it's just so minimal.
Yeah. You got a little one on the shoulder, which would have been
Yeah.
just above the league patch and the
Yeah.
whatever patch you would have had on the other side. But I mean, yeah, very stripped back. But even then, it's stuff they did in 19. The year before, it was a vertical stripe, and I never liked it personally. I always liked this one. It was like this hoop, and Venice have always played around with it. I mean, I've got the I could pull out while we're here, quickly just go grab it. They've played around with quite a few things and like different orientations of the stripe. So yeah, we got the diagonal version from '93, I think the one is.
That's like that almost looks like a rugby. That almost looks like a rugby shirt.
It's almost there. I'll tell you another thing. You wonder where the high logo come from. Look how high the net is, and look how high it is there. So I think their reference point does come from. It's not just like ironic that high. It's also some stupid design fault. It is referenced to how high. And when you put it on, by the time it goes on, it's actually you think this is high. When you put this one on, it's actually the actual Venezia is almost like above your collarbone. This is the long sleeve, like '93 era one with the Jokeria. They sponsored loads of clubs. That's great. Unfortunately, also sponsored Genoa, so they're not always perfect. And then you've got I think it's like a green. I think it's green away kit. They had, or might have been the home kit. I don't know. I literally have to go back into it. There's the Verma one, and again, they'll just. I think Venice is one of the teams that has a little bit of a license to fuck around with things.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't fuck around with the Sampdoria kit, but you can fuck around a little bit.
Yeah. Some
other clubs.
Before we go, mate, I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think is the most overrated, overhyped shirt of all time?
Oh, mate, now you're into another element, aren't you? Because there's classic kits that are overhyped. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. When I ask you that question, what is the first shirt? What's the most overhyped shirt of all time? What is the first shirt that pops into your head?
Oh, mate, it's a pretty easy one for me. Holland '88.
Yeah. I'd probably agree.
It's not, and I'm not saying it's a shit shirt, but it's not even the best shirt that the Ipswich template was used. Does that make sense?
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know that
It's
makes
just
sense.
the most iconic. Like the best shirt for me, without a shadow of a doubt, is the England Germany, well, the Germany 1990 semi-final kit. They had it in '88 as well, but they only used it in '90, and it's that minty green
I mean, green. Yeah.
Ventec, and the colour was so unique. It's just that build, and it's the West Germany made one. So I've got in here, just while I'm flexing, I might as well. So
Yeah, I
I've
know.
got,
If you've got it to show, you might as well.
mate, I love this shirt. So this isn't, so on the camera this looks like minty green Ventec. It's a much more mid green in real life, but
Yeah,
the camera makes it look minty green, which I love. This is a Jaspo, um, with like OG embroidery. It's got that sort of scruffy embroidery that you get with that period. Um, yeah, thanks very much to Kit Culture, Alex Suleiman, for this one from about 4 years ago. I think I picked this up.
yeah. That's yeah.
And
It's so much better than the Holland '88, isn't it? I think.
there's so many more. I've got an original West Germany made Ipswich, just the template on its own. Got that in red as well as a template kit. And when we went to DFS, we got to see they did Gaza did his it was a what I wore, and afterwards all these it's like an influencers night, fucking Ponty bullshit, and they had so so I'm there so me and Will are there as actually kits, right? And 343. There's all these other people around there who just there to be there because they want people to like, share, and comment, do the whole. That's why you have
Yeah,
like free advertising. They get a night out, you get all the coverage. Anyway, we turn up. If they're all chatting with each other, I'm like, fuck me, look at all of the kits. So there was, pretty sure it was Lothar Matthäus' match worn semi-final German kit, and I'm like, I'm straight to that. And I'm just going through and pick it up. It's the only chance I ever get to really get to like see what are the tags
yeah,
actually like. And I remember photographing every detail of the shirt, like putting like the seams, about everything. I was like, right, and I'll get one of these eventually or something close I can to get it. Unbelievable. So yeah, the most overhyped shirt, and they had like match worn Ronald Koeman, thinking that in the '88 final.
bloody hell.
But it's actually a really horrible orange. If it's quite almost neon.
Yeah,
Quite,
yeah, it's very in your facey, isn't it?
you think it's actually a bit more washed out. It's not. It's a really, it's an eye sucking orange. It's really hard. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think there's decent like Soviets had it. Who else had one? British, Dortmund probably had one of the rarest ones.
yeah.
Uh, where they're almost all player worn ones. So yeah, Honda 88 for me is probably the most. It's just because it's not the best, even the best version. And it fucking it's one of my fake shirts of all time. What do you reckon is the most overhyped shirt?
I would have said Holland '88, but I think. Do you remember that China shirt that came out? Was it
Oh my, yeah,
2018 and it got banned? I think that's massively. I think because it got banned is why it's so popular. I think if that got released as normal, I don't think it would be as popular. I think it's just the pricing on it as well is fucking ridiculous. Like 200. I think I spoke to someone last year, maybe a year before, and they sold theirs, and that was 200 quid they sold theirs. So fuck knows what price it'd be at now. It's a nice shirt, but it's just 200 quid for a shirt that's not actually a shirt. If you know what I mean, it's not actually
yeah,
real. Is it?
it's
It's not real,
thing,
is it? It's just
yeah, mate. I totally agree. I don't really get. Do you ever watch it? You know, with these Asian theme hits, and this isn't not saying like Asian theme, but I'm saying like when stuff has like a fucking dragon going through it, or when into have the snake design as
yeah,
part of
yeah.
the kit. I generally don't like I've got a tiger on a Napoli kit. Do you know what I mean? I don't really like it. I don't know why. I just think it's just like
I
know.
like it. I like if it's done well. I like the Inter Milan stuff, but yeah, like I say, I like the China shit. I like the dragon. I like the cultural thing that's tied in with it. But I think it's just massively overhyped for what it is, really. Do you know, 200 quid for a shirt that's not ever actually officially existed. It's just baffling to me.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. I think there's one that I'd love to have a go. I don't. They never wore it in a match. I don't even know. I think they wore it in like a behind closed door friendly, and that was the Germany the reverse to the 88. I think it was the reverse they used in 89 to 90. So it was supposed to be in their away kit for after the Euros in the build up to the World Cup, and then they had a different for the World Cup. They had a very Holland's 1990 World Cup kit. Very bored. I had it before, and I was like, oh, Holland 1990 home kit. This would be sick. And I'm like, absolutely. And the away kit was going to basically look like a light blue Ipswich template done in the Holland 8, and it's got the and it's one of those shirts where it gets a lot of people get the template and they modify the template so often, bad. And it's one of those ones where I don't know what I'd need to have someone who's like a Holland super collector to say that was an original that was bought at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not modified, but that's gorgeous. It's like a light blue, like almost if Man City had the Ipswich template, you know?
Yeah.
In that stunning.
I wonder if what people like. Let us know, people in the comments and on Instagram, what you think the most overrated shirt of all time is, and if you do think it's Holland 88R as well, that China shirt, try throw another suggestion because there's so many out there.
There is. I mean, that's just me off the top of my head, but it's the one that annoys me.
Yeah. Right, mate. I think we're all hyped. I think we're all hyped out.
I'm all out of hype. An hour and 28 minutes later, I'm all out of hype.
Have you got anything you want to share?
By the time you listen to this as well, Shirts Boots 4 info will be out. We will have the match info going live. Like share all the people that are playing, all that sort of stuff. That all comes out this week. Hits are in print, everything. All.
Thank you everyone for listening and watching. We're gonna now talk secretly. What I hate when I watch podcasts or things, when people say they're gonna do something and then do it off air, so you don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, thank you for listening. We're now on YouTube, so make sure you check us out there.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hearing me ramble on.